opportunity for the chasing pack out in the Bundesliga as champions, and of course leaders Bayern were beaten by my boys Borussia Mönchengladbach. We'll talk about that and much more next. Once again with another prediction show today. We'll take a look at matchday number 16 out in the Bundesliga, and we'll get to that. Oh yes, we'll get to that in just 1 second. If you are new, bang your subscribe and keep your bang out today with all things Blackburn Rovers related, Bundesliga related, world football related. We're going to do here under Waruski. That's right, of course, boys and girls. Yes, indeed. We're in fact a little bit gutted actually, because we were going to do a watch along for this one, but yeah, stuff got a little bit out of hand on my end, so we couldn't go ahead with that. But yes, goodness gracious me, Mönchengladbach finally beating, of course, the leaders and of course champions Bayern to give themselves also a bit of hope out in the Bundesliga. And of course, we'll talk all about the picks, of course, and the results and all that kind of jazz in just a second. I want a big shout out, of course, to the Patreons. You know who you are. Yes, you do. You know, yeah, you. That's right, of course. Supporting the channel behind the scenes. I do appreciate that, guys, especially through times like these, and times like these are of course very, very, very indifferent and not what we want to be, but yeah, I really do appreciate the support, because it does make me give me the energy and the urgency to keep on keeping on, especially through the rough climate that we're all going through right here right now. But anyway, let's jump in the deep end, of course, and take a look at how we all got on last time around, of course, and looking at those picks. So here we bloody well go, kicking off with, of course, that game against Mönchengladbach against Bayern. It was actually 3-2 win for Mönchengladbach in the end, actually going 2 goals down. Robert Lewandowski on the score sheet, and of course Leon Goretzka giving Bayern a 2-goal lead. But up step Jonas Hoffmann with a couple of goals, and of course Florian Neuhaus giving Borussia Mönchengladbach a big fat 3 points in a 3-2 win. Kicking on into Saturday, of course, a huge opportunity for Bayer Leverkusen to really step up the plate themselves, but they missed it. I can only draw with Werder Bremen. Omar Topak on the score sheet for Werder Bremen. Patrick Schick getting an equaliser for Bayer Leverkusen, but too little, too late. The big winners this weekend was, of course, Freiburg 5-0 winners over Köln. Eamon Dramovic on the score sheet with Niklas Hoffler, Roland Salala, Philipp Leonhardt, and Lucas Höhler. All 5 different goal scorers there in a 5-0 win for Freiburg as they go up to 8th in the table. Köln, though, are in a bit of trouble, and they could be in a bit of relegation situation pretty much soon. Union Berlin keep on keeping on with a 2-2 draw up against, goodness gracious me, what am I doing? I'm not even looking at mine. I actually went with a, let's go back, with a 3-0 win for Leverkusen. I also went with a 1-0 win for Freiburg, so pretty poop. But, like I said, Union Berlin 2-2 up against Wolfsburg. Renato Steffen on the score sheet, would workhorse as well for Wolfsburg. Soraldo Becker and Roberto Andrich on the score sheet for Union Berlin as a 2-2 draw in the end. Maximilian Arnold comes himself a red card as Wolfsburg managed to hold on at the end. Actually, with a 2-1 win myself for Wolfsburg. Shame on me. Shame on me. Another surprise story was, of course, out in Schalke with Americano, Matthew Hopp on the score sheet with a hat-trick 4-0 winners over Hoffenheim. 3 goals for Hopp. Anmi Harat on the score sheet as well for Schalke, giving them a first win in goodness how long. I actually remember the 0-0 draw myself, so pretty shitty on my end. Meanwhile, Frankie did beat Mainz 2-0 in the end. I got the one bang on the bloody nose. That was on Saturday as well. Andre Silva with a couple of goals from the penalty spot, giving them the 3 points. Kicking on further with the game of the weekend, it was a 3-1 win for Dortmund over Leipzig, of course. I actually went with a 3-2 win going the other way, but the goals coming from Jadon Sancho, Erling Haaland with a couple of goals, and Alexander Soloth getting a goal for Leipzig as they were ousted by Dortmund. And actually that sees Dortmund close in on them, of course, but Leipzig still in the top 2 as it stands. Kicking off further though, Augsburg against Stuttgart onto Sunday's matches. 4-1 winners for Stuttgart. They've had a season of their lives here. Actually with a 2-0 win for Stuttgart in the end. Nicolas Gonzalez with the goal. Similas Wagatuka and Gonzalo Castro. Daniel Davidi giving Stuttgart's goals. Marco Richter on the score. She got himself a goal and a red card. A day that he wants to remember and forget, of course. And kicking off further, actually remember the 2-0 win myself. Arminia Bielefeld did pull off a surprise there with a Hertha win over Hertha Berlin in the end. 1-0 win. Reinald Riabo on the score for Bielefeld, giving them the 3 points. Big 3 points as well. Actually with a draw. That win puts them out of the drop zone up to 15 for the moment, and puts the likes of Mainz, Schalke and Köln in a bit of trouble. So as you can see, I got myself 3 out of 9, which is pretty shitty, but let's take a look at how that looks compared to you guys in just 1 second. Of course, the leaderboard as it stands out in the Bundesliga, of course, Bayern 2 points clear over Leipzig. Leipzig, who are 2 points clear over Bayern. Leverkusen, of course, they are 1 point clear of Dortmund. Union Berlin up to 5th now, and a win for them. And this week they could go into the Champions League spots. Goodness gracious me. Wolfsburg and Mönchengladbach just outside there. Down the foot of the table, Mainz, Schalke going down. Köln not too far away either. It looks a little bit cut off at the bottom of the thing, but maybe, just maybe, that win for Schalke can reboot their season. Maybe, just maybe, push them up the table a little bit further this week. Let's take a look at it. Of course, it's the criteria not to do. You know, the shit-face gang, 3 to 6 straight face club, 7+. You're in the top bins. I don't think there's any of those. If there is, it's a surprise to me. Kicking off further, let's take a look at it. Nathan Heaver did all right, did he? Yes, he did. Well done, of course. XDD, new to the scene, did okay. Bianca Muller also did poop. Well done, though. We still love you, of course. Ivan Stringer did a shocker. Davis FC also did pretty good for himself. Tom Stainer, though, not too shabby. Yannick Buster did poop as well. Johannes Worst, not too bad. I'm giving you a free one right there. Shepard had a shocker. Luka Kujanovic also did good. Russell Frost had a good one. Olagi Ojo, not too bad either. Oh, Shomamio, well done. You had a poop one, but it's okay. Morris Fratelli did good. Game Try not too shabby. And Matt Gunner did well. Esquivel, the Mexican sniper, had a shocker. Josh World Travel did poop. Okay, did okay. Costas K, he's also okay. ZML Football did poop. Vincent Long also did shocker. Amaji Monday did bits. Alex Weller also did good. And Shane O'Donnell had another nightmare one there for him. Daria Lavado Rosa also did poop indeed. Let's take a look at the leaderboard for this week. If your name is Joshua World Travel, Ultra or Ivan Stringer, guess what? You better close your bloody eyes. As for the rest of the guys, Tom Stainer, take a bloody bow. Look at that. 5 out of 9. That's over half. That's well done to you. Of course, Davis FC, Hansworth, Matt Gunner, Magimundo, not too far away either in the top 5. Kicking on further, let's take a look at the overall leaderboard for the Bundesliga. Where am I? Don't look at me. That doesn't count. But your kingpin, overall, take a bloody bow. Alex Weller and Costas K, they're both okay. And they are both duking it out for the crown as who's going to become the prediction king for the Bundesliga at the moment. Yannick Buster's into 3rd spot. Kevin Charlie, Luka Kujanovic, Shane Donald, and are in the top 5. Bianca Muller not too far away either, as is the Mexican sniper outside the top 10 as well. Just inside the top 10, should I say. But that's this week. Of course, we've still got plenty of action still to be had. We're not even at the halfway stage. We're not even at the halfway stage, boys. Still plenty of picks to be had. But let's get into it. Of course, take a look at the next round of matches, of course. So make sure you get your picks in for that. This next round coming at you right here, right now. Kicking on off with Union Berlin up against Bayer Leverkusen. Now they played each other just 5 times. There's been 5 wins out of 5 for Leverkusen between these two sides. The last time out in Berlin was a 3-2 win for Leverkusen. That was back in February 2020. Kai Havertz on the score sheet, Moussa Diaby, Karim Barami as well, with Christian Gertner and Marius Bultner on the score sheet for Union Berlin. Berlin have actually scored at least 2 goals in 8 of the last 10 matches. They're also undefeated in 13 of the last 14 matches in the Bundesliga. They come to this just 1 defeat, about 6. That 1 defeat was in the German Cup up against Paderborn. 3-2 loss for them. Meanwhile, without a win in 3, that's Leverkusen. The last time they suffered a win or encountered a win was a 4-0 win over Köln back in the middle of December. Let's take a look at the situation out of the bookies on this one then, shall we? We have got 23-10 for Union Berlin, 12-5 is your draw, 23-20 is your Leverkusen. Are your favourites? They come into this in 3rd win for them. They could go as high as 2nd. Union Berlin come into this in 5th win for them. They could go as high as 4th as well. Tough one this one. Union Berlin have got the wind up or the tails up and the wind in their backs, pushing them forward. Can they get the win? I don't think so. I think Leverkusen's quality will rise above it on this one and give them the 3 points. Kicking off further, we have Dortmund taking on, of course, FSV Mainz. Is a bit of a derby, this bad boys. Take a close look at this one, shall we? Played each other in the past 29 times. 16 wins for Dortmund, 6 wins for Mainz, and 7 draws. This is actually the Jurgen Klopp derby. That's right, of course. Last 6, let's see, 3 for Dortmund, 3 for Mainz. No draws. Last time out in Dortmund was a 2-0 win for Mainz. Goodness gracious me, that was back in June 2020. And it was the goals by Jonathan Burkhardt and Jon Philipp Mateta on the score sheet for Mainz, giving them the 3 points. Mainz have actually lost 5 of the last 6 matches in the Bundesliga. They're coming to this losing 4 on the spin. Dortmund actually winning 4 of the past 5. Their only hiccup was a loss to Berlin, Union Berlin, that is, back in the middle of December. Look at the situation out of the bookies on this one then. 92 on for Borussia. 11-2 is your draw. 11-1 is your Mainz, who are coming in this at the foot of the table. But a win for them. They could go above Schalke into 17th. Of course, Dortmund in 4th. A win for them. They could go as high as 2nd in the table. That's right. Goodness gracious me. The opportunity is there to get them back in the title race with a win here, and they'll get it with a 2-0 win in the end. Next up, we have Hoffenheim up against Arminia Bielefeld. Let's take a close look at this one. Played just twice in the past. There's been 2 wins out of 2 for Hoffenheim. That last time around in Hoffenheim was a 3-0 win back in November 2008. Goodness gracious me. The goal scorers on the day, Vedad Ibasiewicz, Carlos Eduardo, and Francesco Cupataro on the score sheet for Hoffenheim. Heading into this, though, for Hoffenheim actually just won once out of the past 6 games. That one win was against Borussia Mönchengladbach in Mönchengladbach back in the middle of December, of course. Meanwhile, 2 wins in the past 3 games in all competitions for Bielefeld, of course, losing to Gladbach a couple of games back, but they beat Schalke and they beat Hertha Berlin in a bit of a sandwich there. Cheekiness. Look at the situation out in the bookies on this one. Hoffenheim are actually 30-8 for the victory. Favourites, of course, 14-5 is your 4-1 is your long shots. That's Arminia Bielefeld. Bielefeld coming to this in 15th spot at the moment, and a win for them. They could go as high as 12th in the table. Hoffenheim are not too far away either. They're actually in 14th spot at the moment, and a win for them. They could also go as high as 12th in the league. I believe Arminia Bielefeld, I'd like to see them stick around at least for another season. They're going to struggle over with this one with a Hoffenheim win in the end. Next up, we have a fruity one here. It is second place Leipzig up against 6th place Wolfsburg in Wolfsburg, of course. Let's take a closer look at it, shall we? Played each other in the past 13 times. 3 wins for Wolfsburg, 6 wins for Leipzig, and 4 draws in the past. But the last 6 seasons, nothing for Wolfsburg, 3 for Leipzig, and 3 draws. Last time out in Wolfsburg was in fact a 0-0 draw back in March 2020. Wolfsburg actually won their last 5 home matches, whereas Leipzig got undefeated in 13 last 14 matches on the road. They came to this winning 4 of the past 6 games, drawing against Köln back in the middle of December, also losing last time out, of course, against Dortmund. On the flip side, Wolfsburg coming to this just 1 defeat past 4 for them. That 1 defeat was against Dortmund, of course, on the first game of 2021 against Dortmund, of course. Heading into this 5-2 on 4, 5-2 for Wolfsburg, 35 is your draw, even Stevens is your Leipzig. Leipzig coming to this in second, and with them they could go. They, of course, Wolfsburg coming to this 6th, and for them they could go 4th in the table. That's Champions League, boys. That's Champions League football in the end. Will they get it? I don't think so. I think they're going to split it right down the middle with a 2-2 draw. Kicking on further, though, we have Köln up against Hertha Berlin. Let's get into it now. Take a look at it. I'm pretty sure there's 71 times the best. 31 wins for Köln, 27 wins for Berlin. That's Hertha, of course, 12 draws in the past. But the last 6 sees 3 wins apiece, and of course no draws. Last time out in Köln was a 4-0 win for Berlin. Goodness gracious me, that was back in September 2019. Javiero de la Sud on score sheet. Vidad Ibisevic and Dedrick Boyata with the goals. Ibisevic got a couple of goals there. Georgi Mere got himself sent off for Köln. Köln have actually failed to win 23 of the last 25 matches in the Bundesliga. They've also failed to score in their last 4 as well. They're coming to this, so it's just 1 win in the past 5 for them. That 1 win was against Osnabrück. Respect for, of course, Köln in the German Deutsche Pokal. Meanwhile, on the flip side, just 1 in the past 5 for Hertha Berlin. That 1 was against Schalke, of course, 3-0 win in the end. So, yeah, 2 teams looking for a bit of consistency and looking for some wins on the board. Look at the table or the bookies as it stands. Köln coming to this in 5-2 for the W. 12-5 is draw. 11-10 is your away win. That is, of course, Hertha Berlin. Köln coming to this in 16th spot, and but a win for them. They could go 15th. Hertha are in 12th, and for them, they could go as high as 9th. Sorry, scrap that. They could go as high as 11th in the bloody table. That's right. I'm going with, on this one, 2-0 win for the away team, Hertha Berlin, to take their 3 points. Kicking off further, though, Werder Bremen up against Augsburg. Let's take a close look at it, shall we? Played each other 22 times in the past. 10 wins for Werder Bremen, 9 wins for Augsburg, and 3 draws. That is correct. But the last 6 sees 4 wins for Werder Bremen, 2 for Augsburg, and no draws. Last time out in Bremen was a 3-2 win for Bremen back in September 2019. Yuya Osaka with a couple of goals there. Joshua Sargent as well. Of course, young prospect there. Ruben Vargas with a couple of goals as well for Werder Bremen. Stefan Lechsteiner got himself sent off in that match. Werder Bremen actually failed to win 20 of the last 22 matches at home, and they also conceded at least 2 goals in the last 3 matches at home as well. They're coming to this just 1 defeat the past 4 in all competitions. That 1 defeat was against Union Berlin a couple of games back. Meanwhile, just 1 win the past 4 for Augsburg. That 1 was against Köln, of course, on the first game of 2021. Since then, they of course lost to Stuttgart just last week with a heavy 4-1 defeat. Look at the bookies odds on this one. We have Werder Bremen 23-20 for the W, 12-5 is draw, 23-10 is your Augsburg. Of course, Bremen are your favourites on this one. They come to this in 13th spot, but a win for them. They could go 12th. On the flip side, Augsburg are just above them in the table, couple of spots anyway, sitting in 11th spot, but for them, they could go as high as 10th in the league. It's very, very tight in that middle there. I'm going with a 1-1 draw on this 1 point split right down the middle. I cannot separate the 2 sides. Can you? Next up, we have Stuttgart, who are flying reasonably high for them. Up against Mönchengladbach, of course, played each other 101 times in the past. 40 wins for Stuttgart, 33 wins for Gladbach, and 28 draws, of course. Gladbach buoyed on from that big win against Bayern on the week last week. Last 6 is 2 for Stuttgart, 4 for Gladbach, and no draws. They last time played each other in Stuttgart was a 1-0 win for Stuttgart back in April 2019. And Astanistos Donis on the score sheet for Stuttgart, giving them 3 points. Stuttgart actually failed to win the last 7 at home, and they came into this just 2 wins in the past 5 games. Them 2 wins, once against Freiburg in the Cup and once against Augsburg away from home. Meanwhile, Gladbach actually won their last 3 on the spin in all competitions, beating Elversberg, Bielefeld, and of course Bayern in the end. Just 1 defeat the past 6 of them, losing to Hoffenheim at the back end of 2020. Look look at the situation out of the bookies on this one. We have 90-10 for Stuttgart, 5-4 for Mönchengladbach, and 11-4 for the draw. Of course, Stuttgart coming to this in 10th, and a win for them. They could go as high as 7th. That is Borussia Mönchengladbach's spot, and a win for them in 7th. They could go as high as 5th in the table. That's back in the UEFA conditions, of course. Let's have a look at it. I'm going bold. I'm going with the 2-1 win for Gladbach in the end to take the 3 points. Next, we're Bayern up against Freiburg, of course. Freiburg, big winners, of course. Bayern, big losers last time around. Played each other 41 times, the best 29 wins for Bayern, 4 wins for Freiburg, and 8 draws in the past. But the last 6 is 4 for Bayern and nothing for Freiburg and 2 draws. Last time in, Bayern was a 3-1 win for Bayern back in June 2020. Joshua Kimmich on score sheet and Robert Lewandowski with a couple of goals. Lucas Holler get them on a goal for Freiburg. Bayern have actually won 11 last 13 matches in the Bundesliga. And they've also scored at least 2 goals in 12 of the last 13 matches as well. Freiburg have actually won their last 5. They come to this looking good, winning 5 of the past 6 games in all competitions. Their only defeat was against Stuttgart. Not that Stuttgart, it's the other Stuttgart. It is VF. No, it is that Stuttgart. 5 wins in the past 6. Just 1 win in the past. Sorry, 1 defeat in the past 4 for Bayern, of course, against Gladbach just the other day. Just going to say it a couple more times. Heading into this, of course, the play to the bookies odds 5-1 on for Bayern, 6-1 is your draw, 10-1 is your Freiburg. Long shots to the win for Freiburg in 8th. The win for them, they could go as high as 5th in the table. Of course, Bayern coming to this. Of course, the win for them, they'll be top box no matter what. A draw will leave it a little bit open for the chasing pack. What's going to happen though? I'm going to go with Bayern. Of course, I'm going to go with Bayern with a 2-0 win in the end. Of course, they are. They can't win back. They can't lose back to back. Of course, they can't. And then finally, it's Frankfurt up against Schalke. Now, usually this would be a stone cold home win, but maybe, just maybe, a reboot is on the cards for Schalke. Of course, under Christian Gross now, chucking in the youngster. Anyway, they played each other 103 times. The best 40 wins for Frankie, 38 wins for Schalke, and 25 draws. That is correct. But the last 6 is 4 for Frankie, 2 for Schalke, no draws. Last time out in Frankfurt was a 2-1 win for Frankfurt. That was back in June 2020. Andre Silva on the goal scorers sheet. David Abraham as well. Winston McKinney on score sheet for Schalke last time out. Can Buzzagosen got himself sent off for Schalke. Frankfurt actually won the last 3 matches in the Bundesliga, and whereas Schalke have actually failed to win their last 18 on the road. They've also conceded at least 2 goals in the last 9. They committed to this though. 2 wins in the past 3 games. So maybe just maybe the Christian Gross reboot is on the cards. Whereas Frankfurt unbeaten in the last 4 games. They're picking up 3 wins and a draw to boot. Look at the situation out of the bookies on this one. We have coming at you 2-1 on for Frankfurt. 7-2 is your 11-2 is your long shots. But can Schalke make lightning strike twice? They come to this, of course, 17th spot on the table. Will win for them. They will remain in 17th, but they will then realistically give themselves a platform to kick on forward. Of course, 9th place Frankfurt. Win for them. They could go as high as 5th in the table. It's so tight between 5th and goodness gracious me, all the way down to 10th in the table. It could go anyway, but this one will go a draw. 1-1 in the end. Goodness gracious me, cannot separate the 2 sides. Can you? Make sure you get picks and today for this, and of course the rest of the prediction shows. And that is just about it. If I'm right, which I bloody well hope so, this is what the table will look like at the end of it. Bayern will be 4 points clear over Leverkusen, heading into match day number 17. Leipzig down to 3rd. Of course, Dortmund will maintain in the top 4. Mönchengladbach up to 5th. Wolfsburg into 6th. The 3rd table, Mainz, Schalke still going down. Köln not out of the woods just yet. That's what I think will happen, of course, in match day number 16. Of course, be sure to get your picks in nice and early for the prediction league, and then we'll be back again, of course, for some more bits and pieces for the Bundesliga. Be sure to give the video some love and smash that thumbs up, smash that subscribe, and of course we'll be back, of course, with some more Bundesliga action, and again a lot of live content. In fact, we might be back next time around for these predictions on a live status. We'll keep that that's in the back of my mind. It might be happening. It might be a thing that we'll be looking forward to do for the remainder of the season. We'll see how that pans out. But anyway, get to your comments in nice and early. Of course, get picks in nice and early. And again, I'll see you all very soon. Happy predicting. I'll see you all out there later on.